Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin and DK in the background. Really grateful to have DK back as a safety net, because if not, things get haywire around here. But
things get spoken.
Okay. That's right. We are looking forward to our. Did I just say forward? Like I just said, we are looking forward. We are looking forward to our last. Glenn, can you believe this is week 18? This is our last regular season preview show of the 2024-25 season.
Crazy, man.
It's absolutely insane. We said it in the last show, but hopefully all of you all had a great New Year's and you're looking forward to a great 2025. Thank you for riding with us tonight. We're looking forward to it. But before we get into this Ravens-Browns divisional matchup, let's talk about our awesome sponsor, BetOnline.
Absolutely. Yes, BetOnline. It continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform, Jimbo, and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to live in-game betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and ability to watch and gamble on the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football to NBA and college basketball to NHL and UFC, BetOnline has it all. Head to BetOnline today. Don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. And Jimbo, over at BetOnline, they're not expecting this to be much of a ball game. In fact, this is set the record for the largest point spread of any matchup so far this season. Ravens minus 20 heading into this matchup. And I will say it did move, because when the announcement was made that DTR would not be starting and that Bailey Zappi would be getting his first start in a Browns uniform, it immediately jumped from 18 to 20. So as bad as it was under DTR, odds makers think it's going to be even worse for Bailey Zappi in his start. So, I mean, this isn't expected to be a very competitive matchup here, Jimbo.
No, it certainly is not. Now, help me understand this, as I'm not a gambling man. Is there not just a place where I can pick a winner and make money?
Oh, boy. You can, but let me tell you how that's going to work, Jimbo.
Yeah. Please do.
Oh, man. So if you were to try and pick this as a money line, is it even allowed to be on a money line? Let me see here.
Because the spread is...
it's going to be so insane.
Like the amount of money I would have to put in?
Okay, here we go right here. $2,500 to get $100. You'd have to bet $2,500 straight up for the Ravens to win, and you would bring back $100 in winnings.
That's terrible, but like that's a sure thing.
Free money. It's like free money.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what has me tempted.
I mean, it's if you have the look, guys, if you have it,
and spread, right? Like it's just a money line.
Money. That's why you got to put up $2,500 to bring back $2,600. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how big of a. Now, if you could put up $100 on the Browns and win $1,300 if they win,
and I would never put up $100 on the Browns. Not ever.
No.
Wow.
But yeah,
okay.
It's that bad.
But look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the way I see it. If you got a Christmas bonus, actually, you know what? I'm not going to encourage anyone to bet. I'm just going to stop here. But use BetOnline and do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your Christmas bonus. That being said, use BetOnline if you do decide to do it, and go with the Ravens, because that's, to me, the only sure bet coming from not a betting man. So
don't do it. Dave's saying don't do it, Jimbo. Sports is still sports. I love that.
Dude, come on, man.
He's right. Sports is still sports, Jimbo.
There's no way. I'm just saying it right now. There's no way we lose this game.
I hear you, but crazier shit has happened, Jimbo, in the world of sports. I mean, Buster Douglas did knock out Mike Tyson.
Yo, boxing is different. Okay. We know that.
All right.
Because it only takes a shot.
That's true. One big haymaker, and that's all it takes. Doomgoy94 says, imagine telling your 2004 self watching Kyle Bowler in 20 years, our quarterback will win his third MVP and could be considered the greatest player of all time. That is an insane thing to think about, Jimbo. When we were stuck in the middle of quarterback purgatory before Joe Flacco came here, and while it was never in the question of the best quarterback in the league, at least brought our quarterback play to a reasonable. Exactly. But did you ever think, it's hard to say now that we were in the moment, but back then, could you have imagined we'd have a quarterback who is arguably, as you said, Jimbo, the greatest football player of all time?
Yeah, no, I always thought that we were going to be the defensive team, and we were just going to win ugly. We were going to kick 5 field goals, win 15-13.
Yeah.
That's generally how the script went when we did win. So that's how I always envisioned it going, and I'd learned to accept it. But no, I'm pleasantly surprised and super happy, Doomgoy, about the fact that I heard a lady the other day. She's not a sports commentator, thankfully. I heard a lady the other day said that Lamar Jackson should not be the MVP because when he makes scary faces when he's mad, and he has bad. She said that. She said he has bad body language. Therefore, he should not be the MVP. I don't give a dang about his body language. What are we talking about here? How ridiculous has this MVP conversation gotten?
Well, I mean, she's making it sound like his body language is that of George Pickens, who's throwing a literal temper tantrum.
Come out there, dude. How awesome would it be if on his grills he had MV3?
That'd be dope.
I would love that, dude. Jeez Whiz. Anyway, Mossy says, I've seen it all now. Animosity between Bills and Ravens fan on Twitter. Grown dude to MVP. Theory is Bills fan mass voted for Ravens players parole to prove Josh J. Allen is doing more with less. I did see the spat, though. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't remember who it was exactly, but it was basically, at least from what I saw, was a Ravens fan that put up a video of Lamar and said, Lamar has 20 of these videos. You couldn't post, whatever. I think something like 5 of them of Josh Allen like this, or 20 of them are Josh. I can't remember, but anyway. And then the guy posted some videos and said Ravens fans don't watch Josh Allen well enough to. It's like, dude, whatever. If you guys, if you're going to compete on highlights, this is not if you're just going on highlights, don't compete with Lamar Jackson.
Don't do it.
Don't do that, because no one's been Lamar. That's like competing with Steph Curry that way.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has the most ridiculous plays on the face of the planet. In basketball, he looks like he's playing in the backyard. Right? Just don't do that. That's dumb. Don't do that. You're not going to win an argument that way.
Now, they're desperate, though, Jimbo. They want him to get some credit.
We'll go up to Buffalo and smack you, send you home. You guys can break all the tables you want.
Now, Jimbo, before we get into this breakdown, we do have to highlight and celebrate the 9 Pro Bowlers that have made it for this Baltimore Ravens team. I had what's funny? I had a list up, and then I went and found the list of alternates, and so that's the list I have currently. I currently have a list of all of our alternates, which almost is more intriguing because of the names on that list than the 9 Pro Bowlers that actually earned and deserved and got the actual Pro Bowl nod. But the one guy I want to highlight first, as you gather the rest of the list, is
I got it.
We finally, Jimbo, in the history of our franchise, we've checked another box off the list, Jimbo, and it was one that plagued us for far too long. Finally, the Ravens have drafted and developed a Pro Bowl wide receiver. And look, I'll say this. I'm not surprised by this, but if you haven't seen it, Jimbo, someone retweeted the announcement, the video of Zay receiving the news from Eric DaCosta. And it was good old Antonio Brown. I don't know if you've seen that, but he says Brian Thomas Jr. should have made it over him. So if nothing else, at least Zay Flowers has earned the attention of Antonio Brown and all his many, many Twitter followers. So shout to him for that.
No, and that's huge for Zay. I also liked what he said. He said, Pro Bowl is great, but my eyes are on the Super Bowl. And I know that even though people are like, oh, his first Pro Bowl, I'm sure a lot of people saw that and were like, whatever, like this, this, I don't know how much stock they put into that, because it's not like he's been there before. It's not like he's got 10 Pro Bowls, whatever. I feel like that would be easier for a guy. Like at this point, what's the MVP to Lamar? You know what I mean? Not that it doesn't matter, but it's not a bucket list thing. It's not a checklist thing anymore. But I think I think he was truthful about that because of what happened in that AFC Championship game, being that he could have come out the hero and he ended up being. Right.
And he could have let a moment like that sink his sophomore season, and he certainly didn't do that either.
No, he absolutely didn't do that. But I do have the entire list if you want.
Yes, please.
So Zay Flowers, of course, first Pro Bowl. Kyle Hamilton, second Pro Bowl. Derrick Henry, his 5th Pro Bowl. Crazy that's only his 5th Pro Bowl. Yeah. Marlon Humphrey, 4th Pro Bowl. Lamar Jackson, 4th Pro Bowl. Also wild. This is only Lamar's 4th. Tyler Linderbaum, 2nd. and Nnamdi Madubuike second, Patrick Ricard fifth, and Roquan Smith third. And that rounds out 9 Pro Bowlers, the most in the NFL. So shout out to our Ravens.
It's not even close, Jimbo. Second place team had 7.
Oh, 7. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was 5. Now, I'll tell you what. It did make me nervous. Didn't the same thing happen in 2019? I'm pretty sure it was the same. No, we had like 12 and 19 or something crazy like that,
Sounds
right? 9?
Sounds right. We had them all over the place.
Anyway, and then that just made me nervous for a second. Like I did one of those, like, you know,
now
too close of a flashback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna buy into any of the curses. I can't do it. But I do got some observations here. I think we're entertaining. When they deliver the news, when Eric DeCosta delivered the news to Zay, you got what you expected. Excited. He was, looked a little surprised, taken aback by it, but that's what you expected. I don't know if you guys saw this, but when Derrick Henry got the news, I've never seen someone so less interested in hearing that you just made the Pro Bowl. He was like, he seemed annoyed because I get what they do. They probably get you, hey, go up, you got to see the boss. Like, because Zay was like, I thought I was in trouble. So he was probably just annoyed that he had to walk all the way up there because it matters to him less than 0. Like, he didn't care whatsoever that he was a Pro Bowler. Obviously, his career accolades kind of speak for themselves, and he's been there, done that. But I thought it was hilarious how he didn't give 2 shits that he won or was named to the Pro Bowl. Couldn't have cared less. But Jimmy, 4 Pro Bowlers on defense. If I told you at the end of that second Bengals game, when Zach Orr was saying, yeah, it was a win, but boy, it didn't feel like a win. Did you think we'd have 4 Pro Bowlers on defense?
Yeah, no. It's a great point. I mean, Marlon really surged this entire season. And then I think that Kyle really showed his range as a player. I mean, just, his incredible range. I'm surprised Rowe also had a late season establishment of himself this year. So yeah, I mean, and who's the 4? Oh, and Madubuike, who also has had a good second half of the year, big time. So I think they had to go into the analytics for Nnamdi because I know his numbers aren't incredible this year, but I feel like his win rate and other stuff, he's done a really good job at this year.
Yeah, I only wonder. Oh, here, G. Isaac says, did PQ get a bonus for making the Pro Bowl? Oops. Yeah. Look, Patrick Queen is not happy right now. Nobody seems happy in the Steelers organization. They all seem to be taking subtle shots at some player on one side of the ball, and then the other side's throwing shots at the other side. And yeah, they're a mess right now, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. I am all for it. Appreciate the comment, G. Isaac. But Jimbo, Madubuike makes it. And my first response, my first question is, the very first guy named on the alternates, was it a slight? Kyle Van Noy did not make the Pro Bowl, despite leading our team with 11.5 sacks. And I believe the list of people who have more than 11.5 sacks is incredibly short. That list is TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Hendrickson. Is there any other? Like, I don't know if there's many other, and it's crazy that they're all in our gosh darn division, but he was in the league leaders in sack production, and yet he's not in, and Madubuike is in.
Yeah, no, that was a big snub and a bit of a surprise for me as well. I was sad for Kyle Van Noy for this one.
Yeah. I mean, let's just hope he can make it up by what's he? He's either a half a sack or a whole sack away from a pretty nice bonus.
Let's have Adafe assist him in all the sacks.
Yeah. Hey, he was hyping up Adafe too. He said we need one more to have 2 double-digit sack guys on this team. So
I hate this so much.
They're gunning for it
so much.
Oh,
DK,
man.
The next time I see you, I'm so angry at you right now, DK. You have no idea.
That's right. You thought of the terms, DK. Don't act like you're innocent. You thought of the Baconator.
Innocent guy.
You thought of the Baconator, not I. Not I. That was all you. But as you can see on the screen here, the other list of alternates. If Kyle, okay, go ahead, Jimbo.
No. Go ahead.
Well, if Kyle Van Noy isn't pissed off, I mean, I think shocked in the opposite direction is, what the hell is Daniel Faalele doing on this list, Jimbo?
Look, Glenn, I told you Faalele was the guy. I told you, dude. Would Ben Cleveland have been a Pro Bowl alternate? I don't know, dude. But look, there's a reason that Falele was out there, and it's been validated a little bit. He's got some validation here. Shout out to Falele for sticking with it, for John sticking with him, and for them developing their guy. So once again, Jimbo hits. Dude, I called Tavius Robinson and Falele. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, and you called Brandon Stevens back when he was good. Back when
we'll talk about that. But I'll tell you what, Glenn, Mark Andrews has got to be a little surprised here to lead the entire league in touchdowns for tight ends. Now, I know there's other guys that have more yards. I know Bowers broke 1,000 yards and broke records for tight ends. I think that Kelce had a bit more in yards than Andrews, but he only had 3 touchdowns. Travis Kelce made the Pro Bowl simply because of association. Mm-hmm. He's associated with Taylor Swift, therefore he's a Pro Bowler this year. I'm not going to say he's not a Hall of Famer. He is, but this year he simply didn't have the production to be a Pro Bowler, especially with only taking 2, right, per conference, if I'm not mistaken, right, 2?
I believe you're right. Yes.
I think it's just Bowers and Kelce. No, I don't think that's appropriate this year for I think it's Bowers and Mark Andrews, who literally 3 times him, then some, in touchdowns.
Which is what matters most. And look, my only question, if this is, because it looks like a popularity contest to that degree, as well as how the hell is Justin Tucker in the worst season anyone's ever? Yeah. I mean, this guy was ranked 31 out of the possible kickers through 17 weeks in this season. How the hell is he an alternate? Is it just like you said, because everybody knows his name? It's like Cheers.
Yeah, I think that's got to have something to do with it, right?
But then that makes sense until you see Falele. Who knows his name outside of Baltimore?
I don't know, dude, but enough people.
Oh, man.
Enough people, bro. That's all I'm saying.
It's crazy. And then Nick Moore, the long snapper, who everyone wants to blame Justin Tucker's kicking issues on. I think that's kind of funny, too.
That is funny.
And there he is. But, all right, so congrats to the Pro Bowlers. Feel bad for the snubs for sure. But got to be happy. 9 Pro Bowlers leading the league. That shows a lot of respect around the league for the Baltimore Ravens.
100%.
Good for them.
All right. Should we get into this?
Let's get into it. TJ, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Appreciate it. All right, let me get this out of here. All right, let's get into. Oh, go ahead if you want to read.
Yeah. I was going to say, Mossy, really quickly as we get into our breakdown of the game. What if Browns game is tied? Tied at halftime. Will starters be back after halftime? Also, Chiefs players having essentially almost 1 month break. I like the break for them. Mm-hmm. I like the break. Sure. And then, let Mahomes and Kelce sit home and eat cheeseburgers. You know they ain't working out. Come on.
Look, I like the break because of a potential slow start. And I think if the Ravens or any team could take advantage of a slow start and get out to a lead, you just might be able to catch them slipping. So, anything that.
And man, if they get bumped early, dude.
The only thing is it'll be such an asterisk, though. I really want to beat the Chiefs, man. Because everyone's going to go, oh, yeah, y'all won because you didn't have to play the Chiefs.
And guess what I'm going to say? I don't care.
I know, but I don't want them to have anything to say. Nothing.
I feel you. I
want them to have no ammunition remaining where they got to dig so deep to find something.
But to Mossie's question, I guess if it's tied at half, they have to stay out there. And there's always going to be some starters out there because you only get dressed, 40 – give me the number, Glenn. 46?
Yeah.
On game day. So there's always going to be some starters out there. It's not like you can just team 2 is in college. You know what I mean?
Well, there's certain I think when Lamar starts, it enforces other starters that have to play. And certainly the offensive line has to play. So if he's out there, then they're all out there. It's Lamar's the guy because once he's removed, then you can remove other guys. But if he's out there, everyone else is out there. Yeah. So we'll see, but I think the Browns, they're a bad team. Whether we play our starters or not, I think we have a good shot at beating them. But you still have to win the game to lock up the home playoff game in the division. So you do what it takes, and you take your chances. But I'm not willing to bench guys just as a fear of potential injury. But let's get into where we start all time on this injury report, Jimbo, because there was a lot of. There were some concerning names because a damn illness absolutely tore through this locker room, Jimbo. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, put Metabike, Pat McCarry, Ronnie Stanley, Justice Hill, who, is listed already as out. Now,
Mhm.
it's listed with concussion/illness, but John Harbaugh made it clear that he's out and cleared the concussion protocol, and that this DNP or will not participate is only due to the illness. So, man, I mean, what the hell? Did they all have some bad catering, Jimbo?
Yeah, it must have been something to that, right? I mean, yeah, knocked him out, dude. Oh, geez.
But so
No,
McCarry, questionable. Do we see Voorhees this week?
I think that's certainly possible and probable.
Okay.
Nah, you know what? Never mind. I'm just going to back off of that real quick.
Okay.
Because if he's limited, I think if you're an offensive lineman just go. They just play. Like, it just is what it is. They're the type of guys that are just going to play. And McCarry's going to play.
Yeah, I agree with you. It'll be interesting to see if we see the return of Charlie Kohler, if they give his arm one more week to get back to healthy. But I think it'd be nice to have him this week.
I want to say this. I'm hoping that I can say this appropriately.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Glenn knows I have had the opportunity to live in the most multicultural place in the United States for 2 years of my life. It was amazing. One thing I learned is that everybody except for everybody that's not American doesn't consider a stomach bug something worth stopping doing things for.
Oh, here we go.
Nobody else actually, they're like, dude, just drink a 7-Up. Like,
are you criticizing the lazy Americans? Is that what you're doing?
No. What I'm saying is that McCarry is going.
Oh, okay.
And if it's a stomach bug, his parents are. He's talked about it. Like his heritage is not of the United States.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he's playing football. Is my point, right?
Like, and offensive linemen traditionally are pretty tough guys.
And I think I said that in a safe way. Same thing with Metabike. He's going.
Yeah. He's not missing this game. I expect all those guys to be out there other than the two already ruled out, which is Armour Davis and Justice Hill. Hopefully, Justice Hill is back when it matters most. We need that guy in the playoffs. It's like everybody talks about the potential what Keaton can do out of the backfield, but him as a pass blocker is so important in the playoffs. It is so important. We need that guy out there. I hope he can get out there and ultimately suit up when it matters most. Don't really care if he plays in this game. If you take the extra game, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, that's fine. Now, on the other side, this is where it gets a little dicey because obviously these guys are already eliminated. They have not much to play for other than maybe some potential incentives. I don't know those off the top of my head. And then spoiler, that's the only thing, in pride, of course. But the question is, do these guys who are limited in participation, who are questionable, are they going to play, right? Like, they already named out David Njoku, one of their best players. He's not playing. Denzel Ward, he's not playing. That's another big-time player. The big question mark, Jimbo, is what happens with Myles Garrett. Limited participant Thursday. Expectation is he's going to play. Everyone thinks he's going to play. But that's really the only question mark that I see here as far as importance.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I would love him not to play.
Yeah.
Right? Just because my biggest concern in this game is going to be injury.
Yeah.
It's always in the back of my head, right? Especially that, I don't even want to say these things. I have no power over this, but I have to say that to myself out loud. So don't come after me if heaven forbid something does happen. But, with that's when Lamar got injured, 2 years ago or whatever? Is that when it was? 3 years ago? I don't remember the year exactly, but against the Browns. So, yeah, it's a long list, but we were expecting that because just like you said, any nicks or bruises or anything else, generally these guys are sitting out. Yeah. What's your take? You think he goes?
I think he goes for sure. He's a football player.
He is a football player for sure.
Yeah. Man, I feel bad.
What are they going to have in the backfield?
Oh, they're going to have Jerome Ford.
But he hasn't practiced.
Let me see. Where is Jerome Ford? Yeah. Oh, he's out. That's right. Yeah. He's already out. So, and with who was it? Who else is out? Pierre Strong. He's already out. I mean, they are a bare bones crew.
Oh, Jimbo. Man, I'm really getting nervous about this sack.
Well, here's the thing that should make you feel good. They don't have a lot of opportunities. There's not going to be a lot of plays ran on their side. You know what I mean? Like,
it only takes one, dude.
That's all it does take. So I guess Dante Foreman is their lead back this week.
Gosh, it's gonna be the first play of the game. Ugh.
Yeah.
Gosh. If we can get through the half, I think I'm good. Like if we can get through the half and get a lead, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. Second half, they could be doing a lot of throwing.
Yeah, but Adafe might just be chilling on the bench. Is my point. Like then we might see a lot of what's his name? David Ajabo.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Oh man, what's Don C up to in the super chats here? He says, Don C, I'm happy. Don C says, I'm happy for our guys making the Pro Bowl and hope none of them actually play in it. I have my eyes set on New Orleans. Absolutely. I hope not a single one. I hope they're missing all 9 and got to have 9 alternates step in for those guys. That would be ideal.
I don't think this is one we were laughing at, though.
No, that's not the one. Appreciate that one, though, Don. And then he said, Glenn, you of all people should inform the Ravens choosing to go with white pants and purple jersey is a rookie mistake when fighting the stomach bug. Brown socks, Glenn. Yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you something, guys. Don't just willy-nilly, even if you know that it's just a fart. I knew it was. I would have bet my house that wasn't anything, and I could prove it to you by the velocity in which I tried to force it out. I just knew that it was air only, and I made a huge mistake, okay, in the middle of Arundel Mills Mall. All right?
It would have been worse if you asked Cam to pull your finger, too, at the same time. Hey, Cam, pull my finger.
My God.
Oh, poop machine. Oh.
Yeah. So, be careful out there, boys. Be careful. But at least you can blame it on – you got things you could blame it on if you get a little bit of a skid mark on the back. I mean, are they playing on real grass? What's the – oh, no.
We're here, right?
Oh, no. Oh, that's right. Hold on.
Yeah, it's here. It's a home game.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so they'll be on grass. What's up? What's DK saying? He's pointing.
Let me see here.
Oh
no, DK.
Oh my
DK
God.
sharing private stories. Oh no.
DK, did you try and catch it? Like
no,
the butt cheeks and run to the bathroom? Oh, I'll tell you what, you guys want to know some brown sock stories? I can give you 1 or 2 of those. But we will do that another time.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Things happen, man. People go through some things, but I'll tell you this: my record of holding number ones unblemished.
I don't know if that's a good thing, Glenn.
I'm just saying, it's been like 25 years.
I thought you meant like, because I remember we
peed my pants.
No. I thought you meant like, I remember we drove to Maine. You were like, I just told myself I'm not peeing until we get there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant, like your length of time between
beats. I can go. I can hold, bruh. But
Glenn over here is a camel, dude.
That's right. Can't say the same. Anyway, let's get back to
what are we talking about?
What the hell are we talking about?
Not that compelling.
It's because of Don C, man. He's a bad influence.
All right, well, we do got to get through this game and give you guys something to look out for. Yes. So we're going to run through the Ravens offense against their defense. We'll talk about stats on both sides. And then what we'll do is we'll talk about opportunities, threats, key matchups, X factors, etc. So we'll start with Glenn's stats, the Ravens offense. I'll give the Browns stats, and then we'll move on from there.
All right. So for your Baltimore Ravens, their offense continues to be one of the very best in the league. Points per game, they are down to third place at 30.2 points per game. They're still first in yard 24. Yards per play, they remain first at 6.9. Third down conversions, still very good. They're third in the league at 48%. Red zone, again, I mean, a big indicator on wins and losses. They are first, again, 74.19% success rate. Yards per carry on the ground, number 1, again, 5.7 yards per rush. And then per game, they're number 2 at 185.6. And then through the air, I mean, Jimbo, they only have one more game to do it, man. There's number 1 in yards per pass at 8.9. And they are, they are 6th in yards per game at 238.6. So, Jimbo, only one more game left, and they could be number 1 in yards per rush and yards per pass. I mean, that's just so insanely good, in my opinion. When you couple that with the red zone efficiency that's also first in the league, that's a good offense, Jimbo. Scary efficient.
It's just, that's the word. The efficiency is insane, right?
Glenn ranks 32nd in the brown zone. That's a good one.
Oh, Jimbo, do you have to eat a Biggie combo? I have to eat a Baconator, dude, but it's not sure yet. Okay, I'm holding on. I'm holding. This is the thing. If you guys have seen Mufasa,
Oh,
right?
my son went and saw, but I haven't seen it yet, bruh.
Well, you know the iconic scene in the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not spoiling where he like holds him.
Yeah.
There's multiple times where Scar throughout his life has this interaction with Mufasa. And that's how I'm holding. I'm Mufasa, and is Adafe Owe going to let me fall? Or is he going to save me? That's the real question. I'm pretty sure he's going to throw me out into the buffalo. Or the whatever they were. The animals out there.
The wildebeest. Yes.
Yeah, the wildebeest. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a problem. Oh, boy.
It's going to be
anyway,
fun,
so
man.
yeah, so let me give you the Cleveland's defensive breakdown really quick, Glenn. We can talk about the old Brownies. Okay, here we go. Hold on. All right.
It's funny because
their
defense used to be good.
Yeah, no kidding. So right now they're giving up 25 points a game. Not great. That's 24th in the league. Reds are red zone or third down percentage 35%. So third in the league. That's where they shine.
I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a combination of things, but certainly, Garrett.
Miles Garrett.
He helps that a lot. They got some good corners. They got to, when they're healthy and playing for something. Yeah, exactly. And they're 22nd in the league in red zone and, in red zone, stopping the offense, the opposing team's offense in the red zone. So red zone percentage at 61%, not great. Also, they're terrible against the run at 19th in the league. So this is probably the worst team we've seen against the run in a long time. They're giving up 124 a game without having played us in a while. And then against the pass, they're 13th. So a bit better, giving up 212 a game. Not a great defense that really isn't very motivated and pretty banged up. So I think the spread is fair. I'm sure that we'll see that play out accordingly. But just to add to that, Glenn, I think that I'm actually, I'll let you go through because you got some good opportunities and threats. And then we'll talk about matchups and stuff before I get into my X factor for this game.
Nice. And quickly, I just wanted to go over because it's hard to look at a whole season's worth of stats.
Yeah, that's true.
18 weeks when most of those guys aren't even playing. So I just wanted to quickly pull up last week's box score for the Cleveland Browns matchup against the Dolphins. And let's talk about we're talking about their defense right now, right?
Yes,
we're talking about their defense. Look what Tyler Huntley did, Jimbo. 22 out of 26 for 225, a touchdown, does not turn the ball over. Now, he was sacked 4 times, and I think 3 of those were Myles Garrett. Maybe it was 2 of those were Myles Garrett, so he was absolutely doing his thing. But on top of that, through the air, he adds 7 carries, 52 yards, and another touchdown on the ground. So while they held Devon Achane, they did a good job of holding their running backs and their traditional run game in check. They did not do so good at holding Tyler Huntley down. And I think we can all agree, and we all know from firsthand knowledge, the difference in Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson. And then also Tyreek Hill. I mean, look, he went for 9 catches, 105 yards. I think Zay has an opportunity to do something similar, take advantage of some matchups on the outside. But my point is that they were able to find a lot of success despite playing a backup quarterback. So if the Ravens are playing their starters, I think they should have an absolute a ton of success against this defense, Jimbo.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. This game going into the playoffs, man. I think it should be a good one.
Yeah, and then as far as my matchup, it's all about if Ronnie Stanley is able to shut down Myles Garrett or at least mitigate to some degree his impact on the game if he even plays. I think he will. But that's the big determining factor because Myles Garrett's going to get a ton of looks against Ronnie Stanley. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities where Stanley's not going to have help. He's not going to get a chip from a running back or help from a tight end. So it's going to be a lot of one-on-one for him. And I think it's a great opportunity for Stanley to kind of say, look, this is the player I am now going into this year's playoffs and kind of set a tone going into the playoffs. Yeah,
no, absolutely. J-Rock says, how long have you been vegan? The Baconator lethal. Yeah, this is DK's fault. Totally DK's fault. I've been vegan for 5 years, and DK's idea was to make me eat bacon, dairy, and meat.
And how long has it been when you were vegetarian? Because vegan is 5 years, but vegetarian is longer.
No, I started at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. Vegetarian's cool. I just didn't like the dairy to me. Yeah, I can get into that, but I think the dairy is a bigger issue than the other stuff.
Yeah, Yeah.
So I didn't want that hanging around. So I just
Mhm.
went full on. But I'm working on friggin' vegan. No, that's a reference from Parks and Rec. We only eat people's trash. But yeah. So anyway, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. It's not going to be good, Jimbo, and I'm here for it. But it's a one-time thing, you know.
Yeah. I'm just worried about the stomach.
Oh, it's going to be a rough day.
I'm not overly worried about like a breaking a streak or anything like that. I'm not really that concerned about it because, like you said, it's a blip. But I am concerned about the stomach on the other end.
Yeah, you're going to need. Do you have a bidet? You mean to go on Amazon because if anyone in the chat has experienced a bidet,
they're great.
Game changer.
Yeah. No, they're awesome.
And you might, because if you don't have one of those, you might lift the seat up and just sit right down in bird bath in the water.
Dip it right in there.
I mean, just
bloop, bloop,
hear the
bloop.
sizzle, dude.
Yeah. You imagine there's smoke coming.
Oh, you're gonna be hurting, my man.
It's like acid bubbles. Bloop, bloop.
Oh, you're going to be absolutely hurting.
All right,
but
well,
yeah,
let me talk to you about my X factor, Glenn.
Please do.
So we can stop talking about my time in the toilet. Speaking of the Browns, but I'm going with Keaton Mitchell. The reason why I'm going with Keaton Mitchell as my offensive X factor is because I think we need him to be an X factor. Obviously, Justice Hill's not playing, and I doubt Derrick Henry plays very much. I don't want Derrick Henry to play at all. Like that's one guy that I feel okay. I guess we got to score, right?
He's going to play a lot.
I hate that. Play him in the first half. Let's get a lead and get him out. But I don't, just because Derek took so much, he took so much punishment, he gave out a lot of it. But in that last stretch before this game, we need him for the postseason. But anyway, we need Keaton Mitchell to show us something so he can get some confidence going into the playoffs because he could be a potential X factor for us as we're trying to make a late run. So he's my X factor in this game. And because we need him, I think we need him for the postseason. I'm not saying he needs to be 100% back to what he was, but we need something.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a little pop from him in the playoffs. It'd be nice. But I'm going to go with Rasheen Ali. I do think we still have the need, like you said, they're not necessarily going to be thrilled about trotting Henry out there for 30 carries in a meaningless game, especially if we have a second half lead. So I do think you're going to need two running backs. Yep. So my expectation is that all three of those running backs will be active, meaning Henry, Keaton Mitchell, and Rasheen Ali, who is back to a full participant in practice this week. I think he might have an opportunity to show a little pop. You know, he's seeing what everybody's talking about with Keaton, and he's trying to make sure people don't forget about what he's got. And so I think Rasheen Ali gets, I'm going to guess 8 carries, and I think he turns it into, I'm going to say he turns it into 55 yards, Jimbo. 8 carries, 55 yards. Okay.
All right. I like it. I like that. Take it. All right.
Oh, yes. You and me both, TJ.
Dude, I just want to remind everyone, TJ, if you don't know this, if he doesn't, Glenn has to run a 5K.
I have to get healthier. I got to get healthier.
So, why isn't anyone cheering for Glenn to get healthier?
Don't you love that, Jimbo?
We're living in a parallel world to Parks and Rec. If you haven't watched it, it's like, the people are up in arms about a fat burger being built down the street, and they want it instead of a park because they're against parks vehemently. Great. This is where we're at, guys. Come on.
That's right. I love it. Hey, Stone the Builder says Tez Walker's going to have a big game. I hope you're right. I would like to know that wasn't just a small little blip on the radar because it looked clean, that touchdown catch. I want to see more of it, and I wouldn't mind seeing it this game. But as far as the rest of this goes here, Jimbo, are you ready to switch sides and talk about okay, let's talk about the other side of the ball. Let's talk about the Browns offense versus this Ravens defense. And I'll give you a little bit of what to expect from the Browns. Well, they're dead last in a lot of categories, Jimbo, including points. They're 32nd, 15.5 points per game, Jimbo.
Oh,
holy, they're 15.5 points per game.
That's so
as
bad.
far as yards, yeah, it's 15, bro. That's so bad. And it's only going down because they had some good moments. As far as yards, they're 27th at 305 per game. Yards per play, they're 31st at 4.6. Third down conversion, Jimbo, dead last, 32nd, 29.3%. Red zone scoring, 27th, 50%. Let's see. On the ground, they're 23rd in yards per carry at 4.2. They are 28th in rushing yards per game at 97 yards per game. Passing yards, they are dead last in yards per pass at 5.9. And they are first in pass attempts per game. They are first in pass attempts this season, Jimbo. They're first in pass attempts, and they are dead last in yards per attempt. They are 31st in completion percentage as a team at 60%. They are last in QB rating at 72.4. They are the second most sacked team in the league, Jimbo. They've been sacked 64 times, and they're, of course, facing the second ranked sack defense in the league. So it's a lot of bad for them, Jimbo, and not a lot of good.
Oh my God. I liked how you just kept going through the stats because it just kept getting worse and worse. You know, sometimes we go through stats raw and then you're like, oh, but there's this.
There's none.
You know, they have this to hold on to.
They got nothing.
Oh, just bad.
They hold on to nothing.
And do you think they fire their coach?
Dude, I hear they're not gonna. I hear Stefanski's but
I'd keep Stefanski around, wouldn't you?
The only question right now, the thought is that he's not a leader of men. We hear this all the time. He's a great offensive coordinator, but he's not a leader of men. And how many times do we see great OCs that just they're not great?
I don't think that's true. I mean, I'm on the outside looking in, but like, look what he did just with a decent quarterback with Joe that had he was a normal human being, didn't have multiple.
He's older than Stefanski.
Right, but I mean, just a normal dude that isn't a serial, assaulter of women, right? Like just a normal guy that people can lead. And he did, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think he's the problem right now, but I wouldn't mind them doing the wrong thing, getting rid of him. That's good with me. RVA Raven fan says, you know how those horses have feed bags attached to their mouths? You're going to need the opposite connected to. Unfortunately, I don't see that as a meaningless game. We're fighting for the North still. RVA, yeah, it's definitely not a meaningless game. I guess what I mean is that it's just not a very compelling game because, I mean, I think there's very little way that we lose. I'm seriously considering betting $2,500 to win 100.
Yeah, I mean, just think of it. Is there any non-Ravens or Browns fans that are going to be watching this game?
Right.
Like, I guess Steelers fans. Because, they're rooting against us. But look at Glenn's face. You're a terrible friend. Oh, because I was so happy about him eating the Baconator. I mean, it does put a big smile on my face. I love every second of it. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is what Adam's saying in the chat here is this is one of those games where you go, just get out of it healthy. Whatever happens. Get out of it healthy.
Just get out of it healthy for sure. I'm with him on that.
And then quickly, I'm going to put that back up so we can, let's see here. So we can see you good?
Yeah. I was going to say, I've got to get to the Ravens. Don't I have to get to the Ravens defense?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. And I'll just have this up. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So the Ravens defense is doing better. They are trending the right way in a lot of these statistics. If I'm not mistaken, we've gone up a few spots in points allowed per game. I believe since the last one, we're now 13th in the league at 21.9. And I think that, sorry?
I said, okay.
Oh, I think that if I'm not mistaken, I think that is a few spots up from where we were at the end of that last game. It's certainly before that run that we had where we went 3-0. Third down, we're still 20th at allowing 40% of third downs. Which is not great. In the red zone, we're middle of the pack at 55% touchdown conversion for the opposing team. We're still first in the league in stopping the run. We're only allowing 81 yards per game on the ground. We are still 30th in the league at passing yards surrendered per game at 248. But I think it's fair to say with this last game against the Texans that this defense is definitely here, well established. They've done a great job at fixing things on the fly and seem to have found something that works. And we have abundant health. Now let's keep that as such past this Browns game. But as of right now, we have abundant health.
For real. Yeah. I mean, this is as a Ravens fan, as much as you don't want to really talk about it because you don't want to be responsible for jinxing any of this, but I mean, you got to feel good from a health standpoint, especially when you look around the league, what some teams are dealing with, particularly teams like the Lions, who are still in every way competing for the top, for the ultimate goal, but they are so beat up in so many key positions. It's really sad. But quickly want to go over, this is the offense we're facing, Jimbo. Dorian Thompson-Robinson did this, was benched because of this. And when they named the replacement starter, the point spread got worse.
Oh, man.
20 QBR, Jimbo, 50 rating. And also, when you look at this down here, keep in mind that Pierre Strong and Jerome Ford have already been ruled out of this game. And again, Dorian Thompson's not playing. So, man, I feel bad for Donta Foreman. My man's got a workload ahead of him facing this monster Ravens defense. Yep. So, obviously, from the air, through the air, you got to deal with Jerry Jeudy, who they absolutely force-fed the ball to, had 18 targets last week, Jimbo. I mean, just take that guy away, and I think you have a pretty good shot at shutting down their offense. It's Jerry Jeudy, and it's Donta Foreman, and that's it. I mean, that is legitimately all they're going to be trotting out there. Again, I don't know how the Ravens could lose this game. It'd be worse than Tyson and Buster Douglas. This would be worse than the Team USA beating Russia. I mean, this is insanity, Jimbo, if we lose this one. And yeah, John Thompson, new conditioning coach, helped. Yes. And the change of the regimen, I think, added to it as well as far as when they started their training. But as far as this game, Jimbo, my defensive matchup is Roquan versus Donta Foreman. I think Roquan's going to have 38 tackles in this game. Of course, he's not going to have that many opportunities. He's going to have as many tackles as there are plays that allow him to tackle people, because they're not going to have a lot of offensive plays, but he's going to be in on damn near every tackle that they do.
Yeah, it's fair. I like that. I had a hard time with this one, Glenn, with the offensive matchup as we were kind of working through this, but defensively, mine went right to the same thing we've been talking about. Mine is Odafe Oweh and that offensive line, because man, am I going to be cheering for the Browns offensive line to do something good in this game? Man, I will have never. This will be the only time in my life I will ever cheer so hard for the Cleveland Browns.
You're going to be wearing a Zappy jersey. I can see you now.
Can you imagine, dude? Oh my goodness!
Dude, you should show up to the post-game show if he doesn't get it wearing a Zappy jersey.
Or whoever their left or right tackle is.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's my matchup of this game. But look, I think all in all, in a nutshell, the Baltimore Ravens, just like Glenn so beautifully articulated, the Ravens should win this football game, right? Like, if the Ravens do not, it will be under dire circumstances, right? Because I don't even think that, say we stub our toe in the beginning, we get on 14-0. I don't even know if I'm still concerned at that point because of how fast we can score points, right? So unless it's a rash of injury, like, that's the only way you're losing your $2,500, right? So the Ravens are going to win this game, is that being my belief, and that should be your expectation as well. So let's hope for health. Let's hope for a win. Let's hope for health, and let's hope for momentum going into the playoffs. But let's get into our competition. Of course, it's our last regular season competition of the season. We will be doing the competition as the postseason rolls on. But before we do, DK, can we shout out to Week 17's winner? Really excited about this one as well. Shamil Malik. There we go. It's like almost like Smile, but Shumile, I think.
Almost.
Either way, you won, man.
Yes.
Shout out, dude. We appreciate you watching the show and participating. And if I butchered your name, I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. But all that being said, make sure you send in via DM your address and information. And for all of you that have won, it does take a couple weeks to get there because they have to make it and then send it to you. We don't have them readily available. We get it made and then sent to you.
My wife actually makes them by hand.
Yep. Glenn's just got a sweatshop. He's got Katie back in there. Just
right. I'm like, Katie, we got another t-shirt order.
He won twice. Don't forget the hoodie. The who is it? The Dom Trotta, isn't it him and his brother? Haven't they won like 20 times or something?
Oh yeah,
Dom won again.
that's right.
Oh, it's up. But shout out 4 out of 4. Good job. You should see me back there.
Mm-hmm.
She's in there. You remember the skit with Cat Williams and he's every day I'm hustling. Katie's like, he drinks the. That's
Oh, yeah.
Katie, dude.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so awesome. Anyway, all right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to this one. Wait, DK, the intro?
Oh,
No.
the show. We don't have to. We don't have to.
Who
DK,
won last week?
Honestly, DK, we could skip by that. We don't have to even
Who
announce
won
it.
last week? Who won last week?
We could just jump. We could.
Hey, wait, no, I thought I won. You put me in front. See, dude.
Who won?
He
Oh, I
said-
thought I lost.
You
I
did.
thought I
I think
lost.
is DK not calling himself the people's champ?
Hold on. I thought you texted
Wait,
that
so
Jimmy
who won,
won.
DK? Me? Oh, Glenn. Wait, didn't you just put 4 out of 4 on here? Go back to your banner. Okay, my bad. So Glenn did win. See, I saw DK and 4 out of 4.
It.
There you go, dude.
I knew it, dude. I really thought.
Hey, dude, guess what? You want a meaningless
you put
game.
Jimmy the winner. The text I read when you put Jimmy the win, you put the dash. I didn't see the dash. I just saw Jimmy the winner, and I'm like, screw it.
He just didn't even read the rest of the text.
I got Jimmy's the winner. That's what I got.
That's hilarious, dude. Shout out, Glenn. You want a meaningless game. DK has already won the regular season, and I'm in last place.
But I didn't lose, Jimbo.
You didn't lose.
Nope.
You didn't lose. Nope. Shout out.
Would I come
Shout
up
out.
one? Would I come up one behind you or 2 behind you, DK?
2.
2. Okay. All right. Well, we
It's all
can't
about
all
the
beat
postseason.
DK. We can't
That's
all
right.
beat DK. But I always
That's
say
it.
this: I don't have to be the fastest. I just can't be the slowest, Jimbo. And in this race, you were
And
the
that in that
slowest,
5K, you might be the slowest.
I might be. I might be. And tell you what, you might be the fastest anyone's ever ran to the bathroom after that Baconator. Okay, you're gonna be setting course records in your home. The new track record goes to Jimbo for making it from the basement to the bathroom. Just arms over your head,
No,
running.
not
over your
even. I'm
home.
gonna be holding my backside still, blazing down the course. No hand pump, just all legs, dude.
I don't want to see. If I see a piece of bacon break off and hit the foil, I expect it to be picked up and immediately consumed. I don't want to see a drop of cheese
I'm
hit
not
that
doing
foil.
that, just so you know. I'm not doing that. I'm not that good of a sport.
You know what? I'm going to have a talk with your Baconator and make sure it knows it cannot drop any ingredients while you're eating, okay? I'm going to have a firm discussion with that Baconator.
You can buy 10 of them and pick the best one.
That's
know?
right. That's right. The juice.
And you can just eat the other 9. They won't go to
wouldn't mind
waste. Just take the other 9 home, right?
I wouldn't mind it at all.
That's right. All right, let's get
Absolutely.
into it.
All right.
To my on the bad fly, trying to let they cast stock, homie, let them know you here. All my ladies that be mad high, get me off like mad lies. Shawty, let me get this clear. Okay, Baltimore the backdrop, rep it like a mascot. I'ma let them know we here. All my ladies.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's going to be on the show, Brian. You're damn right it's going to be on the show. I mean, how could we not put that on the show? And believe me, if I'm running, that's going to be on there too. Okay, you're going to see.
We're just gonna go live
at the finish line.
I'll just
go
be there live. I can do the vertical live now, dude.
Yeah, and I'm going to be an absolute disaster crossing that finish line. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna be running next to you while we're live.
Hey, Jimbo, he said, I see you jamming out, Jimmy. How'd they see us, dude? I thought we were in background.
Or maybe it was
when we were
after. You know what I
jamming
mean? Maybe it was
out.
like.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
we gotta have a post show for the Baconator and for the race, both of it. Jimbo, I think you're gonna find that your brain is gonna be. You're gonna go up and write a symphony. You're gonna write a love poem to your wife, bro. You're gonna write a small children's story that's gonna be published and make the New York Times. The bacon is gonna make your brain. Ding, 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 ding. It's gonna be hitting on all cylinders, Jimbo. It's been missing that beef. That beef combined with the. I mean,
the
Jimbo,
lack
you
of
can cure
oxygen and blood
cancer.
to my brain will just make me think better. That's how it'll work.
It's like when you squint your eyes. When you limit the amount of light, you see better.
Oh, okay.
Limit the oxygen.
Because your eyes are circulatory.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Yeah, you'll be hooked, bruh.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you're not my doctor.
Oh, man.
Look, Jax is like, imagine Jimmy ends up 600 pounds.
Dude, you're like
ends up on my 600-pound life a year later after eating the Baconator.
You're like the guy from Dodgeball, dude. One misstep, and all of a
I
sudden you're on your
couldn't
couch.
let myself, dude. Oh,
Post-bacon clarity. You're like George Costanza, dude, when he cuts off sex. All of a sudden he's giving hitting instruction to the Yankees. Dude, it just changed his life, bro. You remember that? DK remembers that. Those of you who are old enough to remember Seinfeld in the chat. But yeah, I mean, this is let's get in this competition for the final week. Even though I know I can't catch DK, I still want to win to make sure you don't catch me, Jimbo, because you can still catch me.
And I'm only worried about one thing.
And that's the Baconator.
Yep, that's it. All right, let's get into it, DK. Over under number 1, Isaiah Likely and Tylan Wallace receiving yards set at 40.5. I'm going over on this one because the combination of the two.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a pretty solid one.
Yeah, I agree. I think over as well. Although, should I go under here? Let me see. Are we okay? We're different enough. Okay, we're different. Because if we weren't different, I would switch that right this second. But it looks like we all three agree. All right, moving on to the next one. We all say over. So Keaton Mitchell, number 2. Keaton Mitchell and Rasheen Ali, total touchdowns combined between the two of them. He sets it at 1.5. I say under. Jimbo, you disagree?
Yeah, I think. Wait. Everybody, DK, do you also think this is an easy under? I'm just going over because I think that if we have. Oh, you're going over? I think that if we have a lead or anything like that, I think that Derrick Henry and the coaching staff is going to be like, hey, look, get your first touchdown, Ali, and Keaton, get in there and get some confidence.
The only thing is, like, how many total touchdowns do you think there are going to be in this game? Total.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just asking. What, 4? Okay. Okay, DK says 4 or 5. Let's say there's 4. How many are going to be passing? 2?
Yeah.
2? Think 0? I think he's going to throw 1 to the tight ends and 1 to a receiver. So now we got 2. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. He could throw 1 to Keaton Mitchell or Rasheen Ali. He could. He didn't say rushing touchdowns. He just said touchdowns. So
yeah, it's true.
All right, maybe I'll be wrong, but I say under, and I think I'm going to get one up on you guys on that one. That's all.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
See what else we got, DK. Over under number 3, Ravens interceptions 1.5. I went under on this one because I think we'll get 1 interception. Just as simple as that. I think there'll be like some strip sacks or some fumbles, but I don't know if we're the most ball hawking defense.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say over, and here's why, Jimbo. And I didn't mention this when we talked about their offense. And really, I could include both. The Browns are -20 in turnover ratio, where the Ravens are +4. And by the way, I should have said this when we talked about the Browns defense. They have 4 interceptions all year on defense. I mean, whoo, that's not very good. That is not very good. So I think I'm going to say, I'm going to say under on that. And then Ravens interceptions, 1.5 is the total.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get it. We're going to easily get more than that, right? You say under, DK says over. All right, moving on. Oh, this is the good one, Jimmy.
Yeah, and I got to go under on this one. This is the last one, of course. Odafe always sacks. 0.5 is the number. I got to go under. I don't have a choice.
And you know I got to go over, baby. It's going to be over. And does this matter to you? DK says over. Does that matter to you?
Yeah, it does.
Could you have picked the worst burger? Did DK pick the worst, like the mountaintop? Did he pick Everest?
The unfortunate thing for DK is we're like the same size. DK, okay? Because I'm starting to get more and more angry as this show goes on. You're gonna need to, because you're gonna need to give me time.
Yeah,
I need some time.
I need to cool off, DK.
When I see you next, bring me a good veggie burger. Okay, cool me down. Bring me a veggie burger before we talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
freaking DK, dude.
All some resentments here. But look, Jimbo, I got to give you credit for even accepting that kind of wager. You could have been. I didn't bring it up. The only reason I didn't bring it up is because I didn't think
no way.
There's no way you would accept that. But to your credit, You're a man. I mean, you are a man, Jimbo, to take on that kind of challenge.
I guess.
You know?
Or
You
just
know?
a dummy. I don't know.
No, I'm going to go with the first option.
All
right, last ones here. Let's go into our tiebreakers. First one is the total score over under. 42.5 is where it's set. I'm going to say under simply because I don't think the Browns will be pulling any bit of their weight.
Yeah. No, that's the same thing for me. Unless they score, the Texans scored 2 points and 0 offensive points. So what are the Browns going to do?
And their offense is way worse.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm going to say it's 30-0 this game, by the way. That's my prediction.
I like that. I'm also predicting a shutout. I'm thinking maybe more like 26, 24, nothing. Just because we won't need it to be any more than that.
That's true. That's true. I think we get 2 points and come out of here with a win. So
right.
DK says under as well. And then last one, total yards for the Ravens closest to the pin is the challenge. I'm going to say 430 yards for your Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going 400, which I think is the lowest I've picked all year this year.
I think you picked 400 before. You've never gone under 400. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that I've gotten the most closest to the pins right this year. I feel good about that.
You have. Yeah.
I'm trying to take any win I can get because I'm going to
give you that.
losing on Saturday.
I hope you don't have a lot of plans for the day of and the day after the Baconator consumption because you're going to need to clear your schedule, Jimbo. No extras. You better not be running, or you're definitely going to need to wear brown socks if you're going on a run.
Wear a full-on diaper. Jeez. It's going to be bad. Anyway, look, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun year. Whatever happens next, obviously we'll be here after the game. I'll be here after the game. Whatever happens, I'm going to show up. I'm going to hope that Adafe doesn't get a sack and that we blow them out and we stay healthy. But outside of that, join us after the game. And then, of course, the Ravens already guaranteed a playoff spot. So as long as that thing goes, we're going to be here for you. But that's it for us tonight, folks. DK has one more thing to say.
That's what Jimmy's predicting.
Yeah, 9.5 exactly. Yep. Yeah, that was my initial prediction. So that would be great. Just get in there with Kyle Van Noy or
where I'm like, was that a whole sack or was that there's debate whether.
And let me tell you this: if they give him a half or a whole sack somewhere, I'm gonna find a website that gave him a half sack. Okay.
This is my proof.
So look, I'm gonna have somebody on hand building me a website. Just to make it
just to shame them. Yeah, just to create false stats.
That's right. That's all it's going to be. Alternative facts, baby. Let's go.
Man, starting the fakenews.com over here on Jimbo.
Anyway, that's it, folks. That's it for us tonight. Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for the Ravens. And we'll talk to you on Saturday right after the game.
See you.